Hi, I'm John Kennedy and today we're going to be reviewing the HTC One M9. So the way the device runs, it comes with Android Lollipop 5.0, allied this with the octa-core processor, that's 8 cores, Snapdragon processor, again really fast. Now for most users, most phones are all acting the same anyway, they're fast and snappy. But this gives you a sense of reliability, but I think it's almost academic when you talk about things like 64-bit computing and all that. Really, you expect any device that you're going to pay a lot of money for to work well, and in fairness, it works well. So really, it's the state of the art of the moment. The winner for me about the device really has to be the screen. It's 5 inches of perfectly proportioned smartphone. When you look at the speakers and the screen, I don't know about you, but certainly it makes me think of a 1980s Grundig TV. And for some reason that struck a chord with me, and I thought, wow, this phone doesn't just feel like a phone, it feels like something else. It's more of a media device than I would previously have expected a phone to be. The speakers on the device, HTC's Boom speakers, are pretty cool. They actually come with Dolby sound, and there's a setting in there that basically allows you to adjust the settings for whether you're listening to music on your headphones or actually without the headphones, or you're watching a movie. So it gives you a lot of power in your own hands. Definitely, as I said, more of a media device, not just a phone. So the HTC One M9, it weighs about 157 grams, which is slightly heavier than the iPhone 6 and the Samsung S6 rivals, the current generation of rivals. But for the all-metal body feels really good in your hand. It's got substance. It's not too heavy, really. But what you've got to look at here is also craftsmanship. It's one of the things that HTC are really bigging up is the amount of work that's gone into the finish of the metal. This device here actually started out with, as a block of aluminium, and what's left is about 10% of that block, basically. Also, if you could look closer, if you have a chance, the brushed aluminium on the back of the device is actually much finer than on the M8. So really a lot of effort's gone into the look and feel, and if anything, from Mobile World Congress this year, everybody has really been trying to compete on materials, design and craftsmanship. So the M9 is virtually indistinctive from the M8, really. What you can't really see is any change, really. This body's almost exactly the same. The only change really is the camera. On the M8 it's much rounder and smaller. This is a 20 megapixel camera, and as you can see, it's got a much more squarer look to it. It doesn't change the appearance too much. If anything, kind of adds to a kind of retro feel that I mentioned earlier on, and I think the TV analogy is perfectly good, because this device is actually ideal for shifting content from the phone onto your TV. So yeah, there's a theme there. I don't know if the designers thought of it, but I certainly do think of it, that there's something about the TV experience that's big in this device. So as usual, HTC has done a really good job in terms of user experience. It's always been something I felt set HTC apart from its competitors. Not just throwing Android onto a phone and then selling loads of phones. HTC puts a lot of emphasis on its HTC Sense user experience. Again, it adds then to more of a unique feel for the device. You can personalize it in many different ways. Very easy and intuitive to do so. Two other things that won for me about the M9, the battery life. I only had to charge it twice in 1 week. I thought it was really good. The other thing is storage. It comes with about 32 gigs of storage built in, but if you, as you can see, they still have the SD card slot. Rival devices from Samsung do not. This allows you to increase the storage of the device up to about 128 gigs. If I've read any negative reviews about the HTC One M9, it has to be the camera. I think it's 20 megapixels, perfectly adequate, good technology, really good for taking good shots and recording in HDR particularly. I find a very useful way of capturing photos. That said, with all the bells and whistles inside, it has been a bit of a slow experience in terms of taking shots. It's not as snappy as you'd like it to be. So if you want to take a quick reaction shot, you'd have to do all kinds of fiddling with exposure and all that to kind of just get it right. But HDR, I think, really helps people like me who aren't really literal when it comes to cameras to actually just take decent shots. The people who've probably been criticizing it in terms of the camera being slow and all that, most users would actually find it fine. I think it's a quibble, but not a huge reason not to buy the phone. So overall, HTC One M9 I think is definitely a conversation starter. I think people will really want this device. As HTC has made devices over the years, I think they're kind of back on track when it comes to design and function. And in terms of craftsmanship, I definitely think it will give the Samsung S6 a run for its money. That said, it's not cheap. Prices are recommended prices between €699 and €749. It's available from the 31st of March in Ireland, and it's already available in the States. It will be available in Ireland from Vodafone, Tree and Carphone Warehouse. And there you have it, the HTC One M9.